Welcome back to the Pro Stylist TV podcast. Today, what we're going to talk about is the importance of not only finding your natural part, how to find your natural part, but the importance of cutting your hair in your natural part. But before I do that, I wanted to thank Black Moon Pearl again. Black Moon Pearl has left me several nice comments throughout my different videos. And so Black Moon Pearl, thank you once again. Black Moon Pearl wrote, "Once again, Yoshi, awesome tutorial. You cleared my question on creating smooth line on nape area by angling comb and scooping up with trimmers. I'm not that confident in men hair cutting. I practice on my husband, LOL. He never complains, and my son always asks, can you fade the bottom? This tip is very much appreciated. A million thanks again." So no, a million thanks to you, Black Moon Pearl, for leaving me that kind comment. I really appreciate it. And again, for anybody who wants to share any comments in the comment section down below, I find it extremely helpful because it tells me if I'm in the right direction as far as my content creation. And again, if you have any ideas or suggestions on content you'd like me to create, obviously that's super helpful because you're telling me what you want to see. So please feel free to put any comments down in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. But for today's podcast, let's dive into the importance of finding your natural part. Now, your natural part is something that's easier to find when your hair is wet. Okay, once your hair is dry, then your hair doesn't naturally part anywhere, right? It's just dry. Wherever it dried is how your hair is gonna, you comb it back, it's just gonna fall the way it dried. But if you comb your hair back when it's wet, okay, combing the hair straight back when it's wet. Then if you take the hair, now let's just assume you have longer hair. So it may be a little bit easier for, in this particular example I'm about to explain, for people with longer hair to find their part. So you're gonna comb your long hair straight back, and long meaning, I don't know, chin length or below, right? So anything down below past your earlobe, chin length, shoulder, middle of your back, whatever. You're gonna comb your hair straight back, and as you comb it all straight back, you're simply going to take your hands, place them at your crown, kind of the top back of your head, and push forward. As you push forward, you're forcing the hair to split open. And wherever it splits open is your natural part. Okay, so now if your hair's shorter, like, I don't know, like mine, I mean, if you have short hair, if you're listening to this, you obviously can't see how short my hair is, but same kind of concept, except you probably don't have to take two hands and push forward, and you might not even have to take two hands and push forward if you have long hair, but I find that people that don't know how to find their natural part, if they push with two hands at the same time, usually it's either going to split on the right side or the left side, versus once you know where your natural part is, you can comb it. If you already know it's on the right side, you can comb it straight back and then just use one hand to kind of push your hair forward and watch it split wherever it splits naturally. With shorter hair, kind of the same thing. Comb your hair back, kind of just push it gently forward, and you'll see it kind of start to split open. But again, if it's short, it's a little bit more trickier sometimes to see because it's just going to split open in many different parts because it's kind of short. So the reason why you want to find your natural part is because this is going to be the best place to cut your hair. If you've got longer hair, let's talk longer hair here first for a second. This is going to be the best place to cut your hair if you tend to wear your hair in a, parted on a certain side at all times. So I had clients that never changed their part direction in their hair. They always parted it to the right and pushed their hair from the right to the left. I also had clients that changed it from side to side. They wanted to be able to kind of take their hair and swoop it over to the left and then, run their hands through their hair and swoop it over to the right. If you are somebody who likes the versatility of kind of brushing your hair from left to right, then technically you want to do your haircut in the dead center so that it's completely symmetrical on both sides. So whether you go to the right or to the left, you're not going to have long pieces overhanging past your outline. You all have seen this. You're standing in the grocery store and the person in front of you has, like, let's say, like a bob length, jaw length, mid-neck length hair. And there are these long kind of pieces that kind of hang over the initial outline of the bob. Well, what happened is most likely that person didn't cut their hair in their natural part, or they cut it in the wrong part, and then when their hair fell into its natural part, those long pieces kind of fell over the outline. Now, that wouldn't be your fault unless you're cutting your own hair. It's most likely the stylist who cut your hair in the wrong part. So that's why it's so important to make sure you find your natural part. And here's the thing, if it's your natural part, that part is going to be easy to find every single day once you know how to find your natural part. Once you understand where your natural part is, how to find it, and I kind of explained that already, you kind of just push your hair forward and it should split. It may split in 2 or 3 sections around that natural part, but it's the one that splits the biggest. Then you can always, if you cut your hair in that natural part, ensure that when your hair lays down, let's say again bob length, you're never going to have a piece that's going to kind of accidentally go over to the other side and hang lower than the outline. Because you will always style your hair in the exact same part because your natural part never changes, right? It's always going to be right there. So, people that you see that overhang, that hair that's kind of hanging past the outline, that's probably, again, because maybe they misput in the part when the haircut was done. So, now again, if you are somebody who likes to, as I discussed, change your part from side to side, left to right, then yeah, definitely cut it in the middle. You're not going to cut it in your natural part. This gives you the flexibility to be able to ensure you can move your hair from one side to the other without those long pieces kind of falling past the outline. So, that's kind of longer hair. That's like kind of jaw length and mid-neck down. Now let's talk shorter hair. Typically you're going to see a lot of guys with shorter hair. Also, there's a lot of gals with shorter hair, but let's talk shorter hair with a part. So sometimes you see haircuts that are done where the sides are really tight, and then the part is created where the hair is like combed or brushed over to one side. If you do not cut the hair in its natural part, and you just say, hey, this looks good for today, I'm going to cut the hair here, after you leave the barber or the hairstylist, and you go home and you shampoo that product out of your hair, and the next morning you go to style it, and it's not your natural part, and your natural part kicks in, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you've got more hair coming to the other side, then you're going to have a problem where now you're going to have to take gel and push everything over to one side because your natural part is now pushing hair onto the other side that was originally, let's say, shaved or clippered down really, really tight. So it's very important. I see this all the time where gentlemen will push their hair over to the side and they have this jaggedy, unclean part, and that's because now their natural part was not used during the haircut, so they don't know how to style their hair because their natural part's now having some hair come on the one side that, is totally short and shaved, and they're trying to push all the hair to the other side, so now they don't know what to do, so they just kind of take gel and push it all over to the one side, and they've got this really untailored, unclean part in their hair. Now, if that's the look they're going for, that's great. If you're wanting disheveled, hey, then, no problem. But there are a lot of individuals that like that nice, clean, tailored, clean part. So as they brush their hair over to the side, it's got this nice, fresh edge, nice, fresh, I should say, part with the edged-in outline, and everything looks really good. If that's what you're going for, then you're definitely going to want to make sure you are finding your natural part so that you don't have this hair, this extra hair hanging over the part, and now you're pushing everything over there because you don't know which way to put it, right? Your part's telling you to go one way, but you want to style it the other way, and since your stylist or you, whoever cut your hair, didn't cut it in your natural part, you now have to kind of just fight it with product. And the beautiful thing is when you find your natural part, and then you get out of the shower and you just take a comb, and boom, it just splits right there. It's so easy for, let's say anyone who has short hair to be able to style their hair with that nice, clean, natural part. So long hair, short hair, if you find yourself with hair falling on the wrong side, whether you're bob length or lower or short, that's probably because it was not cut in its natural part. So if you've ever wondered, man, why is this hair hanging over here? This is supposed to go that way. Probably the reason is because it was not cut in your natural part. So find out where your natural part is. Communicate to your stylist that you want it cut in your natural part to eliminate those extra falling pieces on the wrong side, and that will keep your hairstyle looking fresh even after you leave the hair salon the next day when you go to shampoo all that product out, or that night when you go to shampoo the product out, the next day when you go to style it. It's going to be very easy to style because, again, the shape was cut in there based off of the natural part. All right, so hopefully this is helpful to some of you who have been wondering, what the heck, how come I always have these over-piece hanging hair on the wrong side? If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And please feel free to put some comments down in the comment section below of other topics, content that you'd like me to create. I've got 5 models that are coming over the next couple days, over the weekend, that I'm going to be cutting. So we're going to get some more haircuts on the channel. In the meantime, I figured I would start sharing some ideas in hair in general, which is why I decided to create this podcast. So if you've got topics that you would like me to discuss, please feel free to put them down in the comment section below. And I want to thank you guys again so very much for watching and listening.